seen Willow?
It can never happen again.
Holly can't always be counted on to do the right thing.
Can't or won't. Neither works for me.
What the hell is he doing in Port Charles when the WSB is looking for him?
What happens to my family?
Willow's endless. This can never happen again. Routine is exhausting. It's worse than the way she drones on about my child every other sentence. Honestly, Willow wasn't exactly weeping when she was stripping down and climbing on top of Drew, was she? And can we please talk about Diane? The woman deserves a dashing British gentleman at her side. Note to the writers, she deserves so much better than being tossed into yet another recycled storyline. Remember last time? Nobody liked it then either. Drew and Willow together, painful. Micheal deserves way better, maybe even a chance with Sasha. Who knows, maybe she'll turn out pregnant and give Micheal a fresh start. Meanwhile, let Willow sort out whatever inevitable mess she'll end up in with Drew. And Holly? She should have stayed in Africa. Robert deserves more than getting dragged into her drama. These writers are on a mission to destroy every couple fans actually care about. They're determined to force the most cringe-worthy pairings down our throats. And for what? Oh, and poor Willow couldn't wait to jump into bed with Drew right after asking Micheal for forgiveness. Thank goodness Sasha didn't hold back with her. She deserves it. And don't even get me started on Robert. His character was always way too sharp to get played like this. First, Holly has a kid with Luke. Now Robert? I'd bet money she's lying about Sasha too. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Nina is about to lose Willow. If she'd just come clean about her little fling with Drew, when Willow confessed about the first kiss, this whole mess would have been avoided. But no, Nina kept quiet, and now Willow will blame her for everything, just like Ava warned. Honestly, the drama here is about to hit peak levels, and I'm absolutely here for it. Also, can Sasha please get a break? I'm rooting for her to be pregnant, just not with Michael's baby for once. Let the poor woman have something good. And Willow? Someone needs to put her on the first train out of town. The innocent act is getting so old. If she really loved Micheal, she wouldn't have kissed Drew that first time, let alone twice, and certainly wouldn't have ended up in bed with him. Whatever Micheal dishes out, she deserves it. But let's be real, he won't actually kick her to the curb. Not until he's sure if the baby is his or Drew's. And meanwhile, Sasha will probably end up pregnant too, and try to pass it off as Cody's to keep her secret with Micheal under wraps. Cody, who hasn't slept with her, will probably go along with it because he loves her. Soap logic at its finest. Absolutely no one wants to watch Drew and Willow together. It's painful. Bet Willow ends up not even knowing who her baby's father is, while Sasha's story will be just as messy but with Cody along for the ride. And speaking of Drew, can we please get the old Drew back? Billy Miller's Drew was the character fans loved. GH, stop ruining all the good ones. And what was that last scene with Carly? She's just like Sasha, wait. Meanwhile, Sidwell is throwing out lines like, "Call the cops on me and tell Holly I'm looking for her." And Carly just stands there with her mouth open. Pure nonsense. And don't even get me started on Weepy Willow and Mr. Icky Man. I was practically shouting at the screen. Oh, please make it stop. Looks like we're about to have another "Who's the Daddy?" scenario with Willow, who's bound to end up pregnant, but with no clue if it's Michael's or Drew's. And honestly, Sasha might be in the same boat after her one-night stand with Micheal. Just great, more chaos. People love to paint Willow as some helpless victim, but let's be real, she was giving Drew the look long before he caught on. So whatever happens to her marriage, not exactly heart-wrenching here. Just keep Sasha far away from Micheal, please. Diane's right. Can someone bring Jackson Montgomery back for her? Oh, and credit where it's due. The kidnapping twist? That was actually a good move from the writers. But Holly? A total disaster, as always. selfish and only out for herself. Alexis, on the other hand, nailed it this episode. And Willow, she's going to get what's coming to her, losing her husband and her family. Micheal, Michael's in the clear now. Willow finally gave in to what she's really been wanting and released all that built-up tension with Drew. Poor Micheal, he can never hold onto a good woman. He deserves better, maybe even a shot with Sasha. I hope she's pregnant. They'd be way better suited. Honestly, at this rate, pairing Sasha with Jason sounds good. If everyone else is sleeping around, they might as well get in on the action too. And then there's Holly's never-ending disaster train. Sidwell, the king of grand entrances, is back with all the drama and won't stop until he gets what he wants. Holly's playing clueless, shocked her room is ransacked, but naturally, she's running back to Robert to clean up her mess yet again. This whole thing is shaping up to be a disaster for everyone involved. If Holly's greed leads to a tragic loss, let's just hope Sasha isn't one of the casualties. We'll see if Holly is really willing to give Sidwell what he wants to protect Sasha, or if she'll just keep piling her mess onto Robert, who, let's be real, will do whatever it takes to protect her. The nerve of Willow trying to pin her own bad decisions on Sasha. Sasha wasn't having it though, and thank goodness she told Willow exactly what she needed to hear. But Willow, in true form, turned right around and jumped into bed with Drew. After all that talk about loving her husband, her marriage, her kids. The hypocrisy is almost impressive. I was practically yelling at the screen, hoping someone would walk in on them. And now we're clearly headed for double baby drama. I'm betting both Sasha and Willow will end up pregnant. Sasha will know Michael's the father but might try to pass it off as some random one-night stand, while Willow won't be sure if her baby's Michael's or Drew's. And if soap history tells us anything, there's bound to be some medical crisis that conveniently reveals Michael as the father of both kids. Can't wait for that chaos. Today's episode also made it pretty clear that Jason's going to end up raising both Danny and Scout. Drew seems completely checked out when it comes to Scout, while Jason's stepping right into that dad role. And with Thanksgiving scenes coming up, thanks to Steve Burton's little spoiler, I'd bet Dan moves out of Jason's penthouse soon to make room for a family holiday. Carly's probably going to host Jason and the kids too. And let's be real, this new Drew is a pale imitation of the character we knew. The rewrite? Not doing him any favors. The old Drew, played by Billy Miller, was complex and likable. This version just doesn't have the same spark. Willow really is a master at rewriting her own narrative, isn't she? She can't admit her feelings for Drew, yet she keeps making excuses to see him. And yes, Michael only turned to Sasha after learning Willow had kissed Drew. Not that it excuses it, but let's be real, he wouldn't have crossed that line otherwise. This whole victim act Willow's got going is wearing thin, especially when you consider all that Michael has done for her, standing by her through sickness, giving her a family and stability. And Drew as the hero. Michael's been her rock, and that's what she'll come to realize when she inevitably finds out Drew was with her mom. It was great seeing Carly going to Brennan for help though. She knew Jason and Sunny had too much on their plates after losing Sam. Then there's the mess of Drew and Willow. Their scenes feel so forced, it's almost painful to watch. If GH wants to make this a meaningful storyline, they're going to need some serious depth to justify the cringiness. Otherwise, they're just testing fans' patience and stomachs. If Sasha ends up pregnant, there's no question it's Michael's, given she and Cody's kissing cousins comment. But Willow? That's a whole other ballgame. If they go the pregnancy route with her, we're looking at a 50-50 mystery, Michael or Drew. Honestly though, they could just skip it. Why complicate things further and potentially ruin two relationships? Michael and Willow, and Cody and Sasha. But then again, it is GH, and when has anything stayed simple? Michael's reaction makes perfect sense given Willow's web of lies. Willow went after Drew, plain and simple. She couldn't even resist her attraction from the first kiss, so whatever fallout she faces is on her. And Micheal knew this was about more than just a kiss, which is exactly why he's not holding back. Oh, and when Carly finds out about Willow and Drew, that's when things will really get interesting. Between Micheal and Carly, this revenge plot is practically writing itself. Popcorn-worthy drama for sure. Micheal might not be Sunny's biological son, but he was definitely raised with that Corinthos instinct for vengeance. Can't wait to see him tank Drew's career before it even starts. Michael's going to make sure Willow ends up with nothing, especially not his son. With all his resources, he could probably even take custody of the baby if it comes to that. Nana's money is nothing compared to the Quartermain Corinthos fortune, so she'll be of little help to Willow here. Honestly, I just need to know when to grab the popcorn. As for Drew and Willow, what a disappointment. Drew's being a total snake and Willow? Well, doofus feels about right. This storyline isn't doing either of them any favors. And you know what? If GH really wants to ramp up the drama, let's go full soap opera with a three-way pregnancy. Why not have Nina get pregnant with Drew's baby too? Fiction can do anything. Let's toss reality out the window and make it happen. Meanwhile, let Sasha have Michael's child and Willow end up pregnant with twins. One for Micheal, one for Drew, since she conveniently slept with them both in the same day. It's honestly baffling how GH keeps finding new ways to break Michael's heart. Willow's betrayal with Drew is disappointing, especially since Drew just seems like he's using her to get at Nina. And when Willow finds out she's been sharing a man with her own mother, it's going to shatter the illusion she has of Drew as this perfect guy. This could be epic, messy, but absolutely epic. Just a heads up, GH on the West Coast is getting preempted for Harris. Before anyone jumps into a debate over which is more important, let's all take a deep breath and enjoy the updates when they come in. Wishing everyone a pleasant day indeed. On another note, Sidwell may actually have potential as a solid villain. He might not be able to outmaneuver Sunny and Jason, but he could prove to be more of a challenge than the usual lineup of foes. A worthy adversary, maybe we'll finally see. And let's be real, everyone's so quick to trash Willow and Drew. But where's the outrage for Sasha and Micheal? They hooked up first, all because Sasha couldn't be with her cousin. Why is it that Willow and Drew are catching all the heat? Willow has a history of bad decisions. Sure, growing up in a cult will do that. But what's Sasha's excuse? She's out here lying about her mom's death and playing the victim. It's a mess on both sides. Let's call it like it is. Two tangled, messy couples, one just happens to be married. Oh, and did anyone catch Spencer on Kelly and Mark? He's apparently starring in a new movie on Hulu as Father Charlie. The preview looked great. If anyone caught the title, please share. Definitely one to look out for. And remember when Maxie married that guy Levi, who faked a British accent and convinced her to go vegetarian? Talk about a throwback to the days of bizarre love interests. So Sidwell's potential as a villain? Honestly, he could be fun if they keep him around. I wouldn't mind seeing him go toe-to-toe with Sunny. It's about time Sunny had a nemesis with a little more bite. It's hard to imagine how Micheal could ever trust Willow again after all this. Their relationship might just be beyond repair. Her quick pivot from a tearful apology to Drew's arms says more than enough. If she truly valued her marriage, she wouldn't have acted so recklessly. Whatever Micheal does when he finds out, she'll have brought it on herself. Also, major credit to Scout. That little actress nailed those emotional scenes. You could really feel her heartbreak, as if her mom had truly died. She's been fantastic in every scene. As for Drew, let's be honest, Cameron Matheson's doing his best with what he's given, but this role just doesn't have the same warmth that Billy Miller brought to Drew. Billy's Drew was tender and loving, especially with Oscar and Scout. Matheson's version? A bit more opportunistic, to say the least. The new Drew's choices just don't feel true to the character we knew. And then there's Diane. So much class, humor, and spark. She deserves someone who appreciates her for all she is. Robert's wonderful, but he doesn't seem quite like her match. Diane and Brennan, now that has potential. Two sophisticated, smart, and charming individuals. Plus, they'd look great together. After Willow's conversation with Sasha, it was shocking to see her rush into Drew's arms. Sasha called it, and now even Nina's second-guessing herself about keeping her own affair with Drew a secret. And Drew, using his inexperience as a father to drum up sympathy. Remember how he was head over heels for Carly before dropping her like nothing. Now he's tangled with both mother and daughter. This is next-level soap drama, and honestly, wow. Ultimately, Willow's actions speak louder than her words. She may have convinced us she was dedicated to Michael, but her behavior says otherwise. She really did earn every word Sasha threw at her, and she's going to have to face the music when Michael finds out. Right now, General Hospital feels like a masterclass in betrayal, and Drew and Willow's storyline, it's downright repulsive. To make things even worse, they drag Willow's mom into the mix, turning the whole situation into a messy soap opera. And don't even get me started on Holly coming back, just stirring up more trouble for everyone. It's like they're determined to wreck anything good that was left on the show. Why couldn't they just let Sasha and Cuddy be a happy couple? They were cute and had potential, but no, they had to complicate things by making them cousins. Ridiculous. And then there's Robert, who can never catch a break. I liked him and Diane together. They had chemistry, shared interests, and didn't have all the baggage that Holly brings. But of course, they're breaking them up too. Holly will always be on the run, bringing nothing but chaos. Meanwhile, Diane and Robert could have been solid, if only the writers would stop breaking up all the good couples. And killing off Sam, after all the heartache that family's been through this year, it's almost too much to bear, even for a soap opera. Imagine if this were real life, it would be a nightmare. As for that scene at the Q's estate, it feels like Drew and Willow's betrayal was practically on display for everyone to see. Maybe there was a spy camera hidden in one of those teddy bears in the playroom, because their betrayal of Michael was almost too blatant. Honestly, I'm not even mad that Michael and Sasha slept together. At least they're not lying to each other. Willow? She was telling Sasha how much she loved Michael and their family just moments before throwing herself at Drew. The hypocrisy is unreal. I honestly hope Michael makes them both pay for this. Willow deserves the consequences for what she's done, and Drew, well, he's just a weasel in this whole mess. Why did Drew suddenly go off the rails? It's like the moment he and Carly broke up, he decided to throw every ounce of decency out the window. Sleeping with Nina? Fine, whatever. Adults are allowed to make questionable decisions. But then he goes after Willow? Not just anyone's ex, but Nina's daughter and Michael's wife, his own nephew's wife, no less. Oh, and let's not forget the timing. The same night he learned that the mother of his child had died, Drew's big decision was to hop into bed with Willow after he already confessed to Michael that he kissed her. What exactly happened to make him such a sleazy jerk? When Drew was first brought back, he was supposed to be the stand-in for Jason. The problem? CM's portrayal was so dry, so devoid of any real depth, that he didn't bring anything from BN's version of Drew to the table. People just didn't connect with him. His role in the Greenland story, laughable at best. Once Jason came back, Drew's purpose was pretty much non-existent, so they decided to give him a sleazy makeover to at least make him stand out from the Jason clone. But here's the thing, he's not a fun sleaze like Rick Lansing was. No, Drew's just unlikable. It's a combination of terrible writing and an off-putting performance. I honestly feel bad for Michael. The guy just can't seem to catch a break when it comes to relationships. Every time he thinks he's found something real, it falls apart. Abby, Kiki, Sabrina, Nell, Rosalie, Star Manning, and now Willow. I'm honestly just waiting for Carly to find out and unleash her wrath. But I've gotta say, Sasha absolutely shredding Willow was a highlight. Sure, it probably did nothing to change Willow's behavior, but watching her get called out was a bit of a guilty pleasure. And then there's the weirdest part. After Micheal finds out about the kiss, and Sasha rips Willow a new one for blaming everyone else, what does Willow do? She runs upstairs and sleeps with Drew. You'd think after all that drama, she'd be a little shaken up, maybe even reconsider her next move. But no, instead she just dives into bed with Drew like it's no big deal. Seriously, what was she thinking? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.